I'm building my own app on the GPT App Store, and here are the things I've learned. I'm Kevin, one of the hosts of the Banjo Podcast, and here's the thing. We've all played with ChatGPT, right? Some of us have stuck with it and are actually using it day in and out, and some of us have tried it once and don't have it as a part of our arsenal day in and day out. Wait, did I just say arsenal?
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I digress. If you're not using ChatGPT every day, where the
fuck you at?
No, seriously, this video is for you. I'm going to show you the things I've learned from the last year or so of using ChatGPT and from trying to build my own app right now. But firstly, some context on how ChatGPT and other large language models like it work. Now, think of large language models like another brain. This new brain has been trained to give you appropriate responses based on the meanings of the words you're using, the context of the words you're using, the history of the words you're using. And it's been trained to do this very fast. How does it do it? Well, there's a cracker of a video where Damesh, the CTO at HubSpot, explains vector embeddings, which is key to this, which I'll throw into the comments. I won't bore you with it. But if you want to go further as well, there's a paper from a couple of Google scientists, which was a game changer in how modern large language models have accelerated in development. Anyway, back to it. Large language models like ChatGPT have been trained to give you appropriate responses based on the meaning, context, and history of the words you're using, like we said before. Think of it like your phone's autocorrect feature. Now, there are 3 keys to using ChatGPT really well, and they're all very simple. You don't need to know the science behind it. You don't need to know how to code. You don't even need to know how to spell AI. You just need to remember 3 things: detail, context, memory. But before we go on, remember when you're at a bar and your mate buys you a drink? Well, the nice thing to do is to buy them a drink back, right? Well, guys, subscribing to this channel and liking this video is just like that. It's a nice thing to do, just like buying your mate a drink. So we would love if you could subscribe to this channel, like and share this video if you find it helpful. Okay, back to the 3 things: detail, context, and memory in using ChatGPT. Detail, number 1, give as much detail as you can. Give the GPT specific instructions, naming everything relevant to your scenario. Present the instructions step by step if you have to ensure clarity from your responses. Now, as an example, here's a specific question I asked because it was late in the day, I was lazy, I was in the office, and I didn't want to think about an Excel formula. Now, notice how I've even specified cells here. That's what I mean. You've got to give it as much detail as you can. So that's detail. Number 2, context. Provide as much background information to provide context for your question so that the responses align with what you need. Now, here's an example of when I tried to showcase how powerful ChatGPT was to a friend. I gave so much context that even my mate was surprised at the responses provided. Now, Bill Gates said in his paper in, I think, the late 90s, content is king. But in the LLM world, context is king. So we have detail, we have context. Number 3, memory. And this is so key, and not many people know this, but have you ever wondered, after long conversations and toing and froing with ChatGPT, it randomly starts hallucinating and its responses do not make sense? Well, that is because of its token memory. Now, tokens are like the word counts you had in your uni assignments that you always try to manipulate. Tokens can be a character or a word in your text in ChatGPT. Now, there's a token calculator on OpenAI's website, but here's an example of a sentence and how many tokens it counts for. Well, despite all this, why does tokens matter? Why does memory matter? Tell me, Kevin! Well, ChatGPT is so quick because of the token limitations. Put simply, it's a cap on memory to ensure that the responses provided to you are only within a rolling context window. Put more simply, it's like talking to your mate and they only remember the last 4,000 words you've said from the most recent word. And they won't remember anything before that, so they won't have any context or understanding of anything you've said before that. The context window in ChatGPT starts from your existing prompt and goes back into the history of your conversation until the token count is exceeded. Again, why does this matter? Well, exceeding this limit leads to your responses from ChatGPT not making any sense. Now, how do you overcome this? Well, you can truncate your conversations using OpenAI's tool, or You can ask ChatGPT for a summary regularly as you talk to it before you run into the limit, and then start your next convo with that summary. Now, when trying to create my app on the GPT store, I just rewrite my prompts and make it really, really long in one hit and within the token limit, obviously. Now, as a guide, GPT-4's token limit is 8,200 tokens, which is about 4,000-ish words. So that gives you a guide on how to structure your conversations with GPT-4. So that's it. Remember these three things: detail, context, memory. ChatGPT is super powerful, but you know what I'm excited about? All of these new developments in the other large language model world. I'm pretty excited about XAI's Grok. Well, why, you ask? Well, ChatGPT is based on learnings from millions of static data points. Now, Grok, however, will be learning from the world's largest written social media engine, Twitter, or X. So it will constantly evolve and learn, and I think that's pretty powerful. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if this was helpful. And hey, don't forget, buy your mate a beer and subscribe to this channel. Cheers, guys.
Go.